Sup? Some dude told me earlier that y'all need more content, so here's some content. Just me sitting here. Alright, so I'm in a bunk. I'm tired. I'm getting ready to go sleep. But, I can get the camera set up here. I usually don't record in the bunk, but I'm tired of sitting in that seat. Had another good week. If I get paid for all the shipments, it'll be 61, 70 something, I think. I'll do another spreadsheet. I about made a mistake one day, and I got saved by a friend. So I can only show so much. But anyway, so when you come over here, do not pull a harbor can, even if you're told you can, because you can't. Now, I did it. I didn't get in trouble because I didn't know any better. But basically, so I called overnight services. I went to do a pickup. Looked like a normal pickup. The trailer number wasn't listed in the workflow. I get over to pick the freaking trailer up. I pull up to it. I'm like, well, what kind of trailer number is this? I pulled an Amazon trailer before. Pulled a couple other ones. Weird numbers, whatever. I pull up there, and it's a freaking harbor can. It's Schneider, but it's a rib trailer. That ain't right. We don't do that. All right, so let's call the outfit. Well, we call the outfit. I don't know. That doesn't sound right, Mr. Milam. Let me get hold of somebody else. Okay. Running out of time here, boss. There's a truck stop literally right across the street. Different story. Don't eat at the 83 Diner unless you got $40 to drop on 2 cheeseburgers. Fries aren't included. It's expensive. And it wasn't bad, but it's not $40 good. So, I'll leave that to other tourists. Anyway, they said it's okay because it's not going to a rail yard and it's not going to a container facility or like a shipping yard. Sorry, man, it died pop. It'll get you up. So that one didn't pay very well, though. It went from York, Pennsylvania down to Chesapeake because I got a Chesapeake load going back to Livonia. Now that one paid really good. So the only reason I took the crappy one is it's better than deadheading down to Chesapeake. So I think it paid $1.30 a mile averaged out. But it killed the deadhead on the next one. Let me get this other light on. Not that one. There we go. I don't like that one either. I got too much of a chrome dome. Let's see if that helps. I don't know what it is about them LEDs, but they like flashing. I don't like that one either. Y'all are getting a disco tonight. Alright, so I feel like I look like Darth Vader in the original whenever he was all burnt up after the Emperor got a hold of him. So still making good money. Not a lot of problems with the truck. I got a litany of things that I need to do. In the next 2 to 3 months, I might have to get brakes and drums all the way around. The drums are getting a pretty good lip on them. They're starting to tear shit up. The shoes, definitely. The track bars on the front and rear drive axles are going to need replaced. 3-axle alignment. Rear end fluid change to synthetic. Transmission service. Filter change on that as well. I'm going to put Centromatics on the drive tires too. I'll probably change the drive shocks. That's my whole MMA savings probably. But that stuff it needs doing, and I plan on buying it unless we have more, some problems. But that'll keep me off the side of the road because you know what a tow bill is. They're gonna get what they want or you ain't moving. So there's that. If you're watching this, you're on the fence about it, dude, just do it. Because, I'm telling you, I was skeptical, but I ran out of options at home. When I was younger, I screwed up a few times. I went out in the oil patch, did okay. The company liked to tell a lot of fibs, ended up not making what I was supposed to make, and then had to come home and got on the pipeline, and then sent the oil patch company my little thanks, but it's been fun. It ain't been real fun. And I went over to the pipeline, ran that for a year and a half, and then they too checked me layoff because it was winter, and not to mention, everybody was beating on hippie drums, saying something about a watershed and some kind of fish that doesn't exist and wah. And then so they shut that down. But you know, they don't care if they clear forest and put power lines to their house so they can get on their Wi-Fi or whatever and talk trash about a pipeline that's buried. And very rarely do they have a problem. You know, logic. They got a good grip on logic, right? So here's some logic for you. Worst case scenario, if you fail, you give the truck back. You got to pay some coin. Is that like anything else? You know, have you ever had a car repo? I've never personally, but that don't mean I'm no better than anybody that does. There's no reason to be scared. Try it. And then, of course, if you tie yourself to it and you go in with that understanding, if you don't like it after the term of your lease, then leave. Stop thinking new truck. Stop thinking the newest and the most and the biggest and the best and blah, 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 because that's more per week. If you want that, go ahead. If you've got experience leasing at places and you're all about that, fine. I put $500 down on this truck. $500 down. I pay $649 a week, and then I got my $297 in my maintenance account. Actually, if you want to add them both together, I remember the number as they're added together and taken out of my settlements. It's $972.32. The change I might be off on, but it's on the lower end of a dollar. $972 a week. Okay, that's what I pay. That $297 goes in the managed maintenance account. All right, the rest of that money is part of the lease. When I'm done, I'm going to owe $32,500 on this truck to own it. So there you go. Unless I have problems, that's what I fully intend on doing. I wanted that Kenworth 13-speed. I did. I wanted that thing. Had the fridge built in. Had the passenger seat would turn around. Had a desk there. TV mount, all prettied up. Man, you going to buy a truck to sit in that seat, turn around and watch TV and stuff, or you going to be driving down the road, and if you ain't driving down the road, you sleep. I got a big fridge right here. I'm a big guy. I am a chubby guy. I eat. Everybody's worried about me getting diabetes, this, that, and the other, okay? I got a big fridge that's got its own freaking freezer, like an actual freezer, not one of them chiller boxes, something fat boy put his ice cream in, okay? I got a big fridge here. I got just enough room for my fat thighs to fit between the desk that pulls out right here, okay? I'm not going to show y'all because I'm wearing boxers and that's it down here. But it's got just enough room for a desk to open, and then it touches the freezer, okay? I got just enough room for my legs. I ain't set up for doing jumping jacks in here. If I want to do jumping jacks, I should just go and walk around the parking lot anyway, right? This is a business. This is an office, okay? So you can set yours up however you want. But I just started thinking, okay, if I'm going to make a smart decision, let's make my first business owner decision. As much as I want that Kenworth, is it going to be practical? My answer was no. I don't know what your experience is, but I don't know nothing about an MX PACCAR motor. Now, I know PACCAR makes good stuff in the cab, okay? I don't know nothing about no MX motor. From what I'm hearing, they're getting better, but it had no warranty left on it. And that was a newer truck. If I remember right, it was a 2018 maybe? 13-speed MX 13 motor or whatever they call that thing, with no warranty left. And it was like $1,200 a week for the lease on that truck and MMA. No, thank you. No, thank you. You know, and then these brand new Freightliners, they're hawking it, guys. You know, I mean, if you want that, there's nothing wrong with that truck. Now, I personally will not lease a truck that has cameras in it. Now, granted, they don't have one on you, but if it's got cameras in that truck and you don't have access to it, I'm not paying for that. Some people don't care. I've got my own camera in here, and I've got cameras on my mirrors that point backwards. I got 3 cameras, one out the front, one out each side and the back. I'm thinking about getting that 4th one that's like a VGA. It's low quality, but I'm not afraid to have one on me no more. I used to, but I want access to that because that's my business to back me up, not some random to give me a call from Green Bay to be like, hey, you ate one too many burgers and was distracted for too long, or hey, you're a little too close to that truck, for whatever reason. We all do something here and there that we're not supposed to do, but I try to drive safe. I'm sure you do too, okay? But if you're afraid that something's going to happen and you could be called into question, then put a camera on you. If you ain't worried about it, don't. Point I'm getting at is if I'm paying for it though, I want access to it, and apparently you don't get that access. I'm not paying for that. But forget the camera stuff. It's just not worth the money to me. Okay? Because if you rent that truck or lease that truck, the newer the truck, the longer the lease. The more you're going to have to put down, the more you're going to have to pay per week. Okay? Then again, your maintenance costs are likely going to be lower. But then again, it's also a new truck. It's going to have a break-in period. You're going to have problems out of it too. So, I mean, all this is a lottery. My thing is, this truck had 370,000 miles on it. There's no reason it can't go to 1,000,000 miles. Now, there's a chance it won't. I've driven all kinds of junk, man. I really have. And this has been a good truck for what it is. A Fleet Freightliner Cascadia, bare bones. My wife and kids think this truck is the bee's knees. Because I've been spoiled, because I've drove good stuff. I've drove junk too, though. Right now, if I go to Ohio used truck sales, I go buy me a Peterbilt 379 with the freaking chrome stacks, no DEF, no DPF, an old cat motor, a 18 speed. You can get whatever you want. It's going to be older and more beat up, but I tell you what, it'd probably be a pretty daggone truck. Pretty reliable truck. And you could walk out there with it for 40 grand. Then again, it might not be a good truck. So, like I said, lowest length of lease, lowest down payment, most warranty left with the least amount of miles left. I prefer a manual transmission. I don't know about the year 2016, but I know that I've seen guys like just little things happen. The computer bugs up in that transmission. You broke down. Nothing's wrong except for computer software broke down. I really have to work to break a cog in that transmission, but if I do, unless I break the main gear there, I can just hop around that gear and get somewhere where I can get it fixed. I'm not left on the side of the road. Tow bills scare me. Okay? And it's because of how expensive they are. And the downtime, I tell you, if I can get somewhere to get my stuff fixed, that's what I'm doing. So quit being scared. Figure out what works for you. If that Kenworth's what you want, you can get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I started thinking like a business owner. I said, okay, get rid of what I not want. What do I need? What are the risks involved in getting that older truck? I'm pretty handy with my hands. Both of my boxes are full of tools and things I can use to work on things myself. All the fluids that are necessary. I do all that crap every day. I do my fluid checks at the beginning and the end. And every time I fuel as well. I got this truck. It was 370,050 miles on it. I think I've told you guys in several of these videos. Now I'm at 435,000 miles. Right at 6 months. So that's, what is it? It's 50,500 miles, I think. Am I saying that right? 8,900. No. 60,500. I'm an idiot. Anyway, it's like 60,000 something. You do the math. 370,000 to 435. That's 65,000 miles in 6 months. No wonder I'm making money. You know why? Because I drive. I drive and I drive and I drive. And I've been getting home more. Come out here and make some money. If it don't work, it don't work. If it works, it works. Okay? God's got my back. God's kept this truck going. He's kept me keeping an eye on this truck. He's kept me focused on the prize. Okay? And if I fail, then it wasn't meant to be. But so far, exceeding exceptionally well. I mean, I don't know anybody else's numbers, but I've heard a lot of people say good and bad. Years of this stuff. There's videos that go back years about IC. There's guys that I know and I trust and I really respect and like them. They did great. Some people I know, like and respect, haven't done good and it was a bad experience. They went elsewhere or they gave up with starting a business. I've done well, and for the first time in my life, I feel like my work ethic has done great things for me. And I think there's more things ahead. But you got to just get out here and do it. It can happen for you too. Hell, if I do what I'm wanting to do, y'all can lease on to me later. Or lease on to one of these other guys. Or you just, whatever. If you're watching it for entertainment. But I was asked for more content. All I got for you right now is I'm still knocking down on my home weeks. I'm taking home one to two. And then when I'm really out here hard, if I get paid for that one that where I hauled the harbor can, like I was telling you, it'll be $3,900 this week. Bottom line. It's after my costs. Now, of course, you got to take taxes out of that, but that's $3K a week. So think about that. If you live out here, you run hard all the time, that's $12 a month. I can live off of, say, 3/5 of that. But then again, between my wife and I, we have 6 kids, one of which I pay child support for in Michigan, and then she had 4 when I met her, and we have 1 together. Our house is literally a school bus. We cover all the costs. Everything's covered. Everything's covered. And it can get tight. But I'm raising a partridge family. Well, my wife's raising them, and I'm supporting them. She works too. But we make this work because we're a team. So you need somebody in your corner, or you need to have no obligations at home. One of those two. You got that. You got God on your side. Come out and try this, man. I really don't know what else to do. I'm not going to fish for you guys. But if you're really interested, I'll tell you what. Just start asking questions. You're not under obligation to do anything. Call Green Bay. You can talk to whoever you want. My guy is Nathan Green. He's short, sweet to the point. He never blew smoke up my rear end. He didn't kiss my butt or nothing. He shot it to me like it was. You know, he's not, I mean, it's not, we don't talk about the weather and all that, but you ask him, be like, hey, I'm interested in a truck. Tell me what you can get me, and then give him the specs. Be like, hey, you know, like I said, shortest lease, least amount down, least amount per week for a lease, okay? Whatever. If you prefer a manual or automatic, if you prefer a brand of truck, if you prefer an engine of truck, just tell him what you're looking for. Ask him the questions if he knows. But hey, what is Schneider average? You don't even got to go to Schneider. You can lease an SFI truck, go elsewhere. Okay? I went to Schneider because, you know what? I've been driving for, it'll be 17 years in September. Okay? 17 years I've been driving a truck in September. I've been over the road for 4 years at the beginning of my career. I've been local. I've been oil patch. I've been pipeline, okay? I've hauled chemicals. I've hauled cars. I've hauled flatbeds. I've hauled tankers, straight bore, baffled, hauled gas, delivered to gas stations, doubles, pulled triples a couple times. Shouldn't have, because I didn't realize you had to have a special permit in the states I did, and I was told to. So I've dodged a lot of bullets doing things that I thought was okay that wasn't, and I was directed to. But I've done all those things. Now you're taking on a role of, where do I want to go, and for how much money, and how much of that money that I'm talking about am I going to get to keep, and how much of that money I'm going to have to spend. You know what I mean? So you need to figure it out for yourself. But being scared ain't figuring nothing out. I had to go somewhere because there was no work at home. I told my old lady if I had to go back on the road, I was doing it my way. So far I'm doing it my way. I'm killing it. You can too. If you need me, reach out, holler, send me a little comment on here. I'll talk to you, give you my email address. Maybe, if I like you and you're not a douche canoe, I give you my phone number. Other than that, I love you. God loves you. Your family loves you. Godspeed. Great success to everybody. If it ain't for you, there's nothing wrong with admitting that, and I wish you the best in any of your future endeavors. It's been real. It's been fun. It ain't been real fun. Until next time.